You're now listening to Shoot the Sit with Savant and Silky.
I think this generation is by far one of the worst, if not the worst. Like, granted, the games are good, but just that aspect alone, there aren't any good games that you can come out with. Like, for instance, I think I tried to play the newest Ratchet and Clank game, right? And it just didn't hit the same for me. Now, granted, like, it may be like an age difference or an age thing. Like, all right, cool. Like, maybe because I'm not a child anymore, these games aren't hitting the same. I try to think about that sometimes, but even with that being said, it's like, nah, bro. Like, I think if I was like a 30-year-old, I
kind of feel you, because to that same point, that's kind of how I felt about Kingdom Hearts 3. Because that was another game that came out on the PS2 era that was a banger. When Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 came out, I was all over that shit. Loved it. And then it took them 10 plus years. I'm a grown ass man now. I'm playing it again. I'm just like, it's cool. But I'm playing the same game I've been playing for like 20 years now. And I'm like, I haven't played the newest Ratchet and Clank. I know it is, let's just say, outside of story and gameplay wise, it is a powerhouse for a PS5 because of the seamless world shifting without any loading screen. Yeah. And that's a big feat to hold. So I got to give them flowers on that. Yeah. But I'm saying I think I can relate to you. Like, I think that's one of those things where it's just like, can this franchise die already? Like, it had its run. It was cool. I appreciate it, but man.
Yep. But I think, but there are some games that still hold strong, right? Even though they had bad games, like God of War came out in like what, 2003, 4, one of those years. And then when you look back at it, when we look at it now, like the God of War franchise now is still pretty good. Yeah. And they're still good 10, 15, 20 years later. But this time our kids are playing it, right? Or like our little brothers and little sisters are playing it, and they're thinking it's a good game. But I mean,
I kind of feel you, but I feel like you're mixing up your point a little bit, because you're talking about the Ratchet and Clank game that you played was the one that came on PS5, right?
Yeah.
So that's not saying like playing the OG Ratchet and Clank game.
Oh yeah, of course. Right, because it's not the same. It doesn't hit the same. It's not the same. It's not the same feat. It's just, to me, like, and I can't really speak on the generations before, because although I played the Super Nintendo, I never played no damn Wander Swan Color. I ain't play any of those consoles at all. But like I was exposed to those games, and I've played them, but it wasn't until the generation that we grew up in, where gaming took a turn, that people really wasn't imagining things. Like, think about it like this. Like, even during our time, we're like, oh yeah, these graphics look so realistic, and we look at it now, it looks like complete shit, but it's still memorable. It's still memorable, right?
Dog, you said a mouthful just then. I remember trying to go back and play a retro game, and I was like, this shit was fire. And then I played it, I was like, that's hard to look at.
And bro, you feel me? And it was like, at that time, we didn't have no better graphics but that. Whatever graphics they hit us with and said this is better, like now everything is hyper realistic.
Dog.
So PlayStation, the PS2 era, I think you said what, generation 5?
Yeah,
4 or 5.
4 or 5. Yeah, it's either 4 or 5.
That era of gaming was really the best, because things took off and you didn't have to really worry about it. You had to make a good game in order for you to to be successful at any point.
But again, it's even beyond just a good game. It's everything we talked about. It's the functionality of the systems. Like I remember I used to use my PS2 for listening to music. I remember using the Xbox for that same reason. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Xbox was the first one to do this, but I think I could save. Yeah, I think Xbox was the first one to do it. I could burn the disc. Like I can save the songs from the disc onto the system. And then whenever I'm playing the game, for certain games, I can listen to the songs while I'm playing it.
That's interesting. I didn't know you can do that. I knew that I could play like songs on the PlayStation 2 and just play the music out loud. That's what I knew. That's what I did.
And again, that was something that was a viable option. And then it's like, I didn't really do that with my PS3. Now again, it was a different era, different technology came out, but just as this overall functionality, it was great for listening to music. Online play was great. Memory cards were great. Game sharks and game codes were great. Couch co-op was the best couch co-op was ever. Like, and then of course, solid games, like you said, solid games coming out. Everything was on the line. You know, it's unmatched to anything else.
Like, bro, you brought up couch co-op, and I'm like, yo, couch co-op games were fire, and I think there's no more games that do that anymore. Besides, like I said, the one console that stays true to
Wii
is Nintendo.
The Nintendo, yep.
They stick to the whole couch games, like couch co-ops, games like that.
Smash Bros. It's still hold strong, bro. Like, you don't play Smash Bros. Online. I mean, you can, but
right.
You play that with your homies.
Right. Me and Donna just got finished playing It Takes Two on the Switch, and me and her both played it. Right. And it was a great game. It was an awesome game. Like, the story was cool. The gameplay was great. We were stuck in some parts because either I was looking pretty bad trying to get through it, or Sheila was looking pretty bad trying to get through it. But like, overall, we had fun playing the game.
Bro, Mario Kart, bro. You don't want to play Mario Kart with a whole bunch of randoms. I mean, it's just like playing with a computer. You want to be playing right beside somebody.
Right beside somebody. Now, granted, like, the online aspect of Mario Kart is pretty fun, though. I will say that.
Again, I will say that. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying, just in general, as far as couch co-op, it does couch co-op very solidly. Like, I remember, I don't know if you remember this game, but there was this game called Army of Two.
Bruh. Oh my God.
And I'm pretty sure if it wasn't PS2, it probably was PS3.
Army of Two was damn near perfect. Damn near perfect. I like that game. I like that game. I didn't even play the other ones, but the Army of Two game that I did play, I was like, bro, ain't no way this game is this fire. Ain't no way. No way. But sure enough, that game was fire, bro. I appreciate the creators of Army of Two for making that game. And it was an Xbox exclusive.
Mm-hmm. At the time,
an Xbox exclusive at the time. So it's like, bro, when I sit back and think about it, to me, it's just it's like bar none generation to the fourth or fifth generation. We're the pioneers. Yeah, we made sure, like, I'm not going to say we made gaming the way it is, but I will say that,
I mean, like, we were the test dummies, essentially.
Basically, but we were test dummies for a lot of shit, right? Computers, things like
the
that.
Internet.
Right. We were.
Social media.
Basically. So, like, it's like we seen these things kind of grow up, and it's almost like, oh, I guess the younger generation will probably look at us and be like, oh, you're just hating on a new generation of games. It's like, no, people still wear Jordans, and it's a retro shoe. Right? Like, why don't you hate if it's...
Hold up. To that same point for the Jordans, which shoes usually are the most expensive? The retros.
The retros, yeah.
Hands down.
Hands down, right.
They're the ones that come back every couple of years. And then, of course, you got some new Jays. Everybody, rock the new Jays. But even beyond us, we could be dead and gone. The retros are still going to be the hardest.
And they're still going to sell. That's the crazy part. And it's just like, yeah, we not really hating on them, but like think about it this way, like, right, like y'all are not in the best parts of gaming. Like the games could be good, but like my little brother plays online games. I don't even remember him telling me what's a good single player game that he played. He doesn't play single player games.
Even beyond that, bro, what really makes all this shit really crazy, that's like, it's not us hating. Like, again, matter of fact, so this is something I'm gonna dip my toe in the water of a new topic, and we'll put a pin in this for later.
And put a pin on it. Okay.
I was just, and I'm seeing the video that I was looking at. I really thought for the first, it's been a creeping thought, but I had a solid thought that if gaming keeps going the direction it's going in, I think I'm going to stop trying to keep up with gaming. I'm not saying I'm going to stop playing games at all, but I'm not going to keep trying to be excited about the new shit or whatever, because a few of the reasons, and it's not even, it's because I'm getting older. Fuck that. My point is, for one, what I'm referencing is the leaked Xbox, their plans for the future. Mm-hmm. What Xbox was looking to do as one of their options is they're watching Nintendo, waiting for Nintendo to slip up and get weak one time, for them to be like, hey, you had some losses. We all about profits. How about I give you your last profit and buy your company? Xbox wants to buy Nintendo because ultimately they want to all become one gaming network. But even though that sounds like cool, oh man, what if Xbox have? No, just saying. Let's just say in a utopian society, that sounds dope as hell. That Xbox is working with Nintendo, whether they buy them outright and absorb them, or just buy them and let them do their own thing, because you're stronger together. You can combine forces to make some dope shit. You can share technology or whatever. Let's just say in the perfect world. But we know that's not what's going to happen. They're going to buy that and they're going to say, now it's ours. Now it's an exclusive.
They want the rights to Mario. And Mario's the face of the whole franchise anyway.
And again, it'd be dope if they could take Mario to new heights, new limits. Like, again, teaming up. Oh shit, we seen Mario in a way we never seen him before.
Right.
But they wouldn't do that. Well, all they would do is just say, now we own it. Now we want to sell Mario shit, and we're gonna do it without the same passion and shit. Because again, that's the whole point of why Nintendo's been staying strong for so long.
Like, bro, I can't imagine this being an Xbox exclusive, bro. Yeah, to that point, I probably won't keep up with games either.
Because I was upset to know that the next Elder Scrolls, it's gonna be Xbox exclusive, Xbox and PC.
Bro, people, what's crazy? I've only been satisfied with one game, and they dropped the DLC and they fixed Cyberpunk, but that's the latest game that I'm okay with. That's good now because just like I remember you specifically being upset at Overwatch for not dropping the story mode, because they were supposed to drop a story mode and they never did.
And then they said we're never going to.
Right. And how are you making these promises and saying, oh yeah, we're going to do this, that, and the third, and the game is free, and you want to tell us, give us fake promises, and you don't want to come through with those promises that you made. Nah, that's not
right, because your promise is, hey, since because it's smoke and mirrors, we give the game for free so you can buy the battle pass. Because let's say it's not like Apex or other battle passes that I've played, where let's say you pay for it, you get it, you play it long enough, you can eventually. It may take a lot, but you may eventually get enough credits to where you can use that to buy your next battle pass.
Almost like, but you have to play the game, so you can.
But you have to pay. You have to pay the game,
buy the
and
first
you
battle
also
pass.
can't use your credits to buy other shit like gear or whatever. Because if you do, you can't. Which to me is pretty fair. But Overwatch, they're like, oh, you bought a battle pass, cool. We're not gonna give you no credits though. We'll give you free skins, we'll give you this, that, and third. But nah, if you want the next battle pass, you have to pay for that. So it's like, damn, every time.
The greed is real, bro.
Yeah, man, it's all about microtransaction. And to your same point about Cyberpunk, that's why, like, right now I'm wanting to get a PS5 because of some of the games that are coming out and some of the games that I do want to play. Like, I really want to play the latest Spider-Man. I know you don't fuck with Spider-Man games like that, but I'm telling you.
I played the Miles Morales game on the PS5, and I will say that the haptic responses and of the controller, like, you actually feel pressure on the triggers when you...
I told you, Insomniac, they don't fuck around. Insomniac means business. So... that's the thing. Like, they're actually using the technology. They're pushing it. They're making it great. So it's like that game. I would love to play Cyberpunk now that they fixed things and patched things up. And it's like, cool. I can get a game that's been out for a couple of years that ain't gonna cost that much and have the free update even outside of the DLC.
Right.
Like, I'm down to get the PS5 now, but outside of that, all the games you can play on the PS5, you can play on the PS4.
For sure.
There's nothing in this current new generation that's worth getting, and they're already thinking about getting the PS6. The PS6 is in. How long has the PS5 been out, bro?
3 years.
Halfway through the cycle, bro. We halfway. Like, again, if it's been 3 years, it is about time for them to start talking about the PS6, because 3 years from now, it's going to time to be releasing the PS6. You can't.
Years are going by a lot faster. Years are going by a lot faster now.
Because they're not focused. Because, again, there used to be a whole bunch of small companies making games. Like, essentially, gaming used to be indies. Essentially. Okay. A whole bunch of small companies putting out some shit that was a great, like, think about who's the company for Jack and Daxter?
I don't know.
Naughty Dog. So Naughty Dog, they had been going strong because of Crash Bandicoot and some other stuff that I can't think of, but they became a bigger company over time because they kept perfecting the craft. Who came out with Spyro? Now that I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it's not just a big company. It's not EA.
No, it's not.
You know, who came out with Assassin's Creed? Ubisoft.
What's funny about Spyro is that Insomniac Games made Spyro.
Ah, that's crazy.
Insomniac Games made Spyro.
That's crazy. See, still to my point. They started with Spyro, then they really took off with Ratchet and Clank, and so on and so forth. Like, all those games that used to come, like, just thinking about, like, I can't think about all the studios, but like Havoc Games or Arcane Studios or this or whatever, like they came out, they all were little bitty games or little bitty studios that was putting out some dope shit. And then it became like, okay, well, now we got the big dogs, and the big dogs are acquiring the little dogs. But then when we're acquiring the little dogs, all we're doing is just getting bigger. We're not getting better. And that's the thing. We got to the point where we're all just, gaming is just so big, but it's not any better.